Panama has their golden frogs. Sadly, I think they're like extinct in the wild, but I'm gonna enjoy some of these yummy chocolates on my flight. So I was in Panama in the Casco Viejo, and so I went to Independence Square, and there's a couple museums. So I started off with the Museum of Panamanian History. It's quite small, but it was free the day that I went, so it was a nice little quick walk through. I'll throw up a couple of screenshots that I took there. Got to learn about the flag, about the different like wars, dictatorships, things like that. After that, I moved in next door to the Museum of the Panama Canal Panama Canal Museum, and there it was not free that day. It was $15 USD. But they had a lot of like interactive games and things, probably for kids. But I'm like, I've spent $15 on this. I'm going to play it too. I want to get my money's worth. But since it is a museum, like the Panama Canal Museum, I had already gone to the Panama Canal at that point, so I had already like learned most of that information. So I decided to focus on things that were, a little bit different. So I found like this cool postcard wall with lots of different like photos and postcards and things on it. And some of them were like a little odd, so I think I'll probably try to post that video in here. So like one of them was like children sitting on like a log or something, and there was like an alligator, and it said on the postcard like alligator bait, and I was like, seriously, what? Well then, and then I just kind of kept moving along because again I'd already learned most of the information, but then I stumbled across another room and it had like this like purple hood, and I was like, so that's happening, okay. Again, kind of took me by surprise. It was like it was like purple hood, and I was like, I guess other countries have hooded figures as well. I guess it's okay. So obviously, I wanted to read about that, so I'll include it. And then I kept walking around, and I noticed, like, it was like a little thing about, like, people who were silenced, and so I'll include a snippet there because that was very impactful, because, the same things go on today in the world, and I feel like those people should not be, no one should be forgotten, but it's just, it was just really hard to, to read, to be honest. And then I moved on to the next thing that was, like, right next to it, which was, like, constitutionalizing a dictatorship, and again, I was just like, what? Yep, I guess that does happen. And then again, like, it was a lot more information about things that I had previously learned at other tours. But I did see a couple of art installations at the very end that I thought were very interesting. So one of them was about the Afro-Caribbean men and women. Honestly, I feel like my mom would just love to see this. And if my mom would like to see it, maybe there's other people out there who would like to see it as well. But it just kind of like, brought me back to like roots and things like that. And, it was just very nice to see. So it was like collages and of different pictures of like families and things. And then that is like in the embodiment of the portrait of the woman that they're showing. So I thought that was very interesting and very cool to see. So, and then the last art installation at the museum was about Darien Gap. So it had like sounds, and the lighting like was very impactful for the installation. I think I'm going to throw that clip in here as well because that was definitely something, and since it was the last exhibit that you saw, it really stuck in your mind, or at least it did for me. Do you know which one is the Panamanian hat versus the Panama hat? Okay, number one was actually the Panamanian hat. And number two was the Panama hat. It's not actually made in Panama. It's actually made in Ecuador. Okay, guys, so these are Panama currencies. And I have the US quarter as a size reference. So these three over here are all one Balboa. This is what the back looks like. And then the front looks like this. But they have these other variations. that kind of remind me of like when the US did the different quarters for the different states. That's kind of what it reminds me of. But there's the US quarter for size reference. Over here we have a quarter of a Balboa. So again, that's going to be 25 cents because one Balboa is $1. And then the back, again, has like the same like emblem. And then down here we have it's 50 cents. It's a 50-cent piece, so 50 cents. So that's the back. Oh, upside down. There you go. So they all have the same emblem on the back, and then obviously on the opposite side, that is the Panama currency of Balboas. Recently I went to one of the monuments. It's just like off the side of the road, but it's the monument for the Chinese celebrating 150 years in Panama, which is a long time, honestly. But I think the guy was saying like how they had come to like build the railroad, and I was like, oh, okay. Like I really did not know that because when I walked by, I was